It begins, but does not end. Names wither in the silence. In an abyss of rolling clouds, raindrops fill an empty vessel. Those who are unworthy to be a vessel succumb to its weight as it turns to stone. It breaks apart and turns to gravel. Pounding rain reduces it to dust. For such a weak vessel, there is no way out. But if one does not enter, there is no path. Those who are about to perish call it Irazu Sando. And I gotta say, Kubo really does got a way with words. This straight up felt like a scripture, prophecy, something. Like the way that he writes dialogue and like poetry and the details that entail just from this monologue by Ichibei at the end of the episode, that it being an anime only thing, that we're seeing Ichigo literally walk through this place, is just truly something special and something he has been cooking up in his head probably way before when he was writing this arc, man. This is an anime only thing, so us manga readers like myself seeing this, seeing Ichigo walking through that small pathway to that shrine gate with that music, oh my gosh. Bro, Shiro Sagisu was in his bag this arc for real, coming back, Bleach coming back for real. And Kubo always was in his own bag, waiting to do all these anime only things that he wanted to do in the manga but didn't get to. And we're seeing it for the first time, not for anime onlys, but also manga readers themselves. Hey, what is going on, guys? Ali here, back again with another video for you guys for like my afterthoughts of episode 15 for part 2 of the 1,000-Year Blood War for Bleach and everything for that arc, for this arc. I hope that I can do it like a little bit quicker and whatnot. But anyways, before I start talking about a bunch of things in the episode, I just wanted to say I'm almost done with a certain Bleach series like unboxing. A massive 20th anniversary from last year that a lot of memorabilia like Bleach 20th anniversary exhibition stuff that happened in I believe Shibuya or Shinto or Shibuya, somewhere in Tokyo, way last year in January of last year. So in 2022 in January, not this January. And I was collecting and stuff, and now I'm starting to really get down to the nitty gritty of finishing and editing that big unboxing. And it's probably going to come out sometime this week, so get hyped and get excited and everything. But anyways, without further ado, let's get on to this review, afterthoughts video in general. So first thing I just want to talk about is the dialogue, or it felt like poetry, but it's not necessarily poetry or something. It sounds like something like prophesized, or not exactly prophesized, but like it's just like, bro, just the way Kubo writes, man. Just the way Kubo gives these certain dialogues to these characters is absolutely phenomenal. Like, he does it a lot with Mayuri, he does it a lot with Shinsui, and he just does it with a lot of people, a lot of characters, and just having Ichibei talk this out in the episode, like having an inner monologue, talking about the place. I'm pretty sure that he's pretty much talking about the place that Ichigo is in right now, getting through to that shrine gate at the end, and you're seeing like Ichigo struggling. Like, this entire thing is just anime only. We never got to see any of this stuff whatsoever except for Ichigo standing there putting his blades down on this like giant like table or whatever. That's all that we really saw. And now like we're getting these anime only moments that are canon and everything. Just seeing it is just awesome. And the music that comes along with it, it feels so like it feels light, and it feels just not ominous, but like it just makes the atmosphere of you watching it, of watching what Ichigo's going through, like it just feels lifted, kind of. Like it feels like the music feels like I'm kind of floating a little bit, and it was absolutely beautiful to see it in this moment with like Ichigo going through this and stuff, and like it just that one ending, that one like end credit scene was absolutely fire in this episode. Like Ichigo continued down there. So I'm gonna go through like these like sentences and these this dialogue, this inner monologue that Ichibe was having while Ichigo was doing that. See if I can like decipher some things and stuff. It begins but does not end. Maybe like the beginning. I think he's talking about going through that pathway towards the gate. It's like it feels like it's forever like going, like you keep going and you keep going. And I'm pretty sure that line is, it begins, you start, but it doesn't end. It's so like it feels like it's forever. I think that's why it's like he's calling it that or something. And then it's like names wither in the silence, like the quietness in that place, in that atmosphere, like drowns out everything, like names and stuff and whatnot, like in an abyss of rolling clouds, like just in a place that's like kind of sort of like nothing being there. And like it's so cool to decipher a lot of this dialogue and monologue that Kubo gives a lot of character stuff. It's really cool. And then talking about raindrops fill an empty vessel, I'm pretty sure I'm thinking that like the raindrops are just the spiritual energy in that realm entering the vessel, which is Ichigo in general. So raindrops filling an empty soul, that kind of sounds like not too like difficult or complicated to decipher. I feel like it's the raindrops being like spiritual energy going into like Ichigo as the vessel and stuff, and talking about those who are unworthy to be a vessel succumb to its weight as it turns to stone. So to me, if that spiritual energy enters you, the raindrops, and you succumb to the weight that you're feeling as it turns to stone, so does that mean that like you yourself like disintegrate and wither away and turn like you yourself become part of that pathway or something? Like the body is saying that like continuing on, that it breaks apart and turns to gravel. Is it talking about the gravel on that path, what that pathway is made of? Like how many people have walked in there through there and did not make it to the end? Because I mean, the Soul King, I mean, all this stuff with the Soul King and Soul Society that been around for thousands upon thousands upon thousands of years, and maybe I'm pretty sure maybe millions of years or something like that. So it's like how many people, it being so long, like it begins but does not end. How is that pathway made up of all these people that have like, you know, been granted permission to enter that place and just couldn't handle it and couldn't make it, and they just, their bodies and their just energy itself just withered away? Like continuing on, pounding rain reduces it to dust. The continuation of like the raindrops filling the vessel, and the vessel not being able to handle it, makes the vessel just wither away and turn to dust, turn to gravel, and then turn to dust and stuff. For such a weak vessel, there's no way out. Like the weaker, like if the vessel is so weak, they're not going to be able to get out, and they're done for in that place. But if one does not enter, there is no path. But if somebody doesn't go in, it doesn't enter there, then there's nothing there. So like only the chosen ones in general could see like that path or something. Could see that path in general. Ichigo is a chosen one, clearly. But if no one does not enter, there is no path. So if you do not enter that place, or if you go there and you're not, if you're just in general not capable of entering, then there is nothing there. There's no path. There's no shrine gate at the end or anything. There's nothing there. Like those who are about to perish call it Irazu Sando, which I don't know. I didn't look up that word. I mean, it probably means something, but obviously I'm gonna look it up later. But like, just the entirety of that ending was absolutely insane. Like that is the most like memorable thing to me in general. Just the music was phenomenal and everything. Absolutely beautiful, that ending. But anyways, let's get to the beginning, right? Like something that's really hilarious to me in general, like us being, obviously even you're anime only or just like you read the manga and then you're watching the anime now, like seeing the Sternritter or more so seeing Haschwald talking about like completely destroy their hopes, like take their Bankai and destroy them, like eradicate, annihilate literally everything and stuff. Like to me, not even just a manga reader and stuff, but as an anime watcher for like Bleach and stuff, like the way that the Sternritter keep talking about this is so funny to me. Like it makes me laugh because, as Bleach fans, we know the Soul Reapers in general, they're the good guys. Sternritters are the bad guys in the story. That's how it is. So clearly they're never going to lose hope, and judging by like what we've seen of the Soul Reapers in general, they don't lose hope. It's not a thing that computes with them in general, because in general they, in the story, from what we've seen on all those arcs before this one, nobody loses hope and shit. Like it's not, it doesn't happen, and it's just funny to me that seeing that, like, even though we are the people on the outside listening and watching the story unfold, like it just feels like really funny. So that was like I don't know, him just like Haschwald talking to them about that was like really funny. And then we get to see the Wandenreich being called the Invisible Empire, and Juhabak or Juak talking about how like it came to be and stuff, that like they like didn't just, they fleed into the shadows of the Soul Society of the Seirete, which is just crazy in general, because like, not because, but like it's a very cool that they were able to make a pocket world inside the shadows of that world. So they're there, but they're not there. It's crazy, and it makes a lot of sense in terms of like the Quincy's being that like they get all of their power, energy, and strength and whatnot from Reishi, from spiritual energy and whatnot. They pretty much can quite literally make pretty much anything out of Reishi, out of spiritual energy, and the Soul Society and the Seirete in general. It's all made out of that. Literally everything is made out of that. So obviously, like literally infinite Reishi, they made an entire empire or an entire other world within the shadows of the Soul Society. And then you see like, like them releasing the Wandenreich, like the entirety of the Seirete becomes like a complete disadvantage for the Soul Reapers and stuff, just like what Shinsui said and everything, and Haschwald meets Shinsui, and I love the back and forth dialogue when Shinsui talks to a bad guy, an antagonist, and Haschwald talking to him and stuff, and then just like, Nanao being like using her Kido and the genius that she is and stuff. Like it was just really cool to see that animated, and just the dialogue is just great. I love the dialogue, especially with Shinsui in general, and seeing that happen was like, it seems very scary, but at the same time it's like, if you know what's coming, you know what's coming. I'm like hyped and excited for next episode in general, but that's besides the point. Anyways, when they did that whole thing with the Wandenreich, like the Seirete changing completely into the advantage for the Quincy's, you got Basby coming out, and then you got pulling up, you got Hitsugaya, my boy, Captain Toshiro Hitsugaya, and you got baby girl Rangiku. And I love the way not only that it was animated and colorized and everything, of how like Toshiro uses his Zanpakuto now and his Shikai, and him explaining specifically about his Zanpakuto, that like there's not like a huge difference between his Shikai and his Bankai, just the amount of ice that he uses and stuff. And like just to see like the intricate combination of Rangiku's sword of Zanpakuto and Hitsugaya's Zanpakuto combining together to being able to fight off Basby's ability just for a little bit, like, you know, just for a little bit, and them explaining it was also hilarious. Like, you know, Hitsugaya saying like it's an ice vacuum ability and stuff, and Rangiku's like saying it's like her sword's her like a sword vacuum type thing with like hers and stuff, going a little back and forth like that. I thought was really cute and really funny, and like and Rangiku embarrassing Hitsugaya was really funny and really cute and stuff. I loved it. I love that fighting, like the way that he fights, and like obviously I'm a manga reader and I know how like it fights, but like seeing it again, like everything else that I've said, seeing it animated and the way that the ice is animated, and then the background music, like I believe the precipice on the precipice of defeat. I think that was like the, you know, the little bit of the revamped version, but then immediately after things don't work out so well, and then like the creepy like I forgot what it was called, like the Quincy King, I'm gonna call it the Quincy King March soundtrack, like when like you know when Yuok was in Hueco Mundo, like taking out Haribel, and Haribel tells like Nell and her friends to escape to the world living, like run away and stuff. That music playing when Basby was coming in and fighting like Toshiro and stuff, and like just that whole sequence was amazing. And like bro, like Hitsugaya getting hit by his burner finger, and then like you know him icing it was like really cool seeing it ice. And it's just, man, like next episode is gonna be phenomenal. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be amazing. I'm hyped and excited for it to see what a certain thing looks like animated. It's gonna be amazing, and I love that fight and that moment. And I also, which was very surprising, I loved Omaida in this episode. I like he's a character that's like bottom of the barrel list of my characters that I really like or really enjoy or anything. He's at like the bottom of stuff, but when he was talking to his little sister in that moment, saying that like I need to go because I am needing to not only protect the Soul Society, the Serite, to protect you, to protect our family, to protect our neighbors, to protect our friends, to our family, to protect you and stuff. I'm like, yo, Omaida, you're a G. You're a G, man. You're great. Like it feels like in that moment there was such good development with his character and stuff. So then, like you know, like him running away, and then or not running away, but going onto the battlefield, like he starts like his interaction with BG9, who's the one who stole Soifon's Bankai. Then Soifon comes in with her Shunko, bro. Oh my gosh, and it's pretty much perfected now. And she thanks her for like, yo, thank you for stealing my Bankai, because now I had to fight in a different way. You and your Sterner and your Quincy's and whatnot, like seeing that was like really awesome, and like she was able to like take his weapon without him noticing. Like that moment was so fire in the manga. Like, but seeing that animated with her holding like that big chunk of his like Gatling gun or whatever was so good, so fire. Loved it and everything, but again, it did not fully work out in the end and everything. They need their Bankai to fight all of these Sternritter and these characters and stuff. And something that I think is also like really funny to me in general is that it's funny that like obviously this is war. These are tactics and stuff, like a genius move to have these medallions able to completely steal these Bankai, to completely wipe out like, you know, the enemy and whatnot. Genius tactics, fantastic move on, you know, Juhabak's part, and everything, the Exterminator's part and stuff. What was really funny to me in this arc, or in this moment in general, is that like it's funny that the Sternritter in general seem to really be boasting how great they are and how strong they are and whatnot. Like Basby, like I didn't realize how much like I do not like him in general until he was animated, until I got to see him again. Because in the manga I didn't really care about him. Like I didn't like him like at all really. Except for maybe like one or two of like the fights that he was in. Those were cool and stuff, but him as a character, didn't like it. But now that he's animated and has a voice, I'm even more annoyed by his character and shit. Like all of them talking shit about like how like great they are and how strong they are and how and whatnot. But in actuality, obviously it's war. Again, it's wartime. But they're fighting these captains and these people, or and a lot of these Soul Reapers, these captains, at when they're at 50%. They're at 50%. 50% is their Shikai and Kido and whatnot. The other 50% is their Bankai. And you'll realize that when these characters get their Bankais back, they're 100% getting them back. It doesn't like matter or whatnot. It's not a spoiler. They're gonna get them back. It's like they can't, like, bro, like the only people who would be able to fight off these, like, the only people that would be able to fight off these captains when they have their Bankai are going to be shown later in the arc. So I'm not going to say anything. We did see one of them in this episode, but I'm just going to say, that's all I'm going to say. But this arc was fantastic, or this episode was fantastic, especially when they first appeared and the guy, Askin, who was like where the research and development were, like talking about like where's all of our equipment and stuff like that, and all of the shadows like were like being explained and whatnot, and Akon and everybody else was like confused in the research development department, were like, what the hell is going on and stuff. Out comes my boy Mayuri in all of his glowing light glory, bro. I'm so hyped. Like he already easily immediately figured out that like there was only really one way that you guys would be able to like, you know, be able to like, I guess like, what is it called? Being able to infiltrate immediately, like, you know, he analyzed the shadows and he figured out that they came from them and stuff like that. So he made his literal own laboratory and just straight up light, which is just so freaking like, he's such a genius, bro. And then asking, like, walking away, saying that, like, yeah, I'm just gonna get out of here and stuff. And then Mayuri's like not taking the bait. Mayuri's like, oh yeah, you can go. That's fine. You can go. Like, bro, I love Mayuri. And as this arc unfolds, all you anime onlys, like, he is truly 100% an MVP of this war. Like, not 100%, 1,000,000%. And, like, the genius that he is, along with Kisuke, along with, like, you know, Eyes and stuff, like, Mayuri's out kind of close. He's pretty close up there. He's an absolute genius. And just seeing baby girl Nemu, like, standing next to him and stuff, and both of them having, like, that beautiful, like, I love their outfits, dude. I love them so much. There's this, like, Mayuri is so eccentric and so like all over the place with his like fashion and stuff, but I absolutely love it. And I love that moment of him talking with Askin, like, in that moment, and like it was so good. I loved it so much. And like that's the episode ends with, like, you know, seeing the after credits scene with Ichigo and Ichibei having that inner monologue with what's going on in that realm where Ichigo is. And I'm hyped for next episode. Next episode is going to be so fire. I'm so hyped for next episode because it's really going to be that, let's just say, it's going to be that even playing field in the next episode. And I'm hyped and excited for it. And I hope you guys are excited for it too and everything. This was a great episode. Another build-up episode to epicness that's going to happen next episode. There's going to be some payback. Let's just say that. And I'm hyped for it. But what did you guys think about this episode? Leave down in the comments your thoughts about this episode, your thoughts about what I said and everything. Leave a like if you like this video, anything I had to say, or the episode. And subscribe to the channel for more reviews, vlogs, unboxings, live reactions, and theory discussion videos and things like that. So gentlemen, stay classy, ladies, stay sassy, but most important, everybody, you gotta stay a little nasty, alright? So peace and love, and I will see y'all later in the next video. Peace out. May the force be with you always. Plus Ultra, Locked Home, Bankai, Ichigo, let's go. I'm hyped. Hitsugaya, and everybody, I'm ready. I'm ready for more of the anime-only stuff that Kubo couldn't put into the manga. I'm ready for this stuff. I'm hyped and excited. Peace out, guys. And I hope you guys are excited also. And I'll see you guys later.